I would like to apologize for making general assumptions about people with bipolar disorder. That way nobody can be like, oh, she da 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 da, and then when I apologize, it's like not really sincere because somebody had already pointed out to me. Like, I realize that even though I can relate to a lot of people with bipolar, and I feel as though I'm not alone whenever I read about it or watch somebody, that may not be the case with everybody. So I'm sorry about that. I'm one of those people in general who is like, oh my God, me too. Like, damn near about everything. So, I'm sorry. Next, I want to say sorry about labeling, which is almost like the same thing, but I tend to excuse me. I tend to say bipolars instead of like people with bipolar disorder. I just like label us as bipolars. For me, it kind of gives me like a strength, because a cripple is a cripple, you know what I mean? Like, there's nothing they can do about it, but like, people can see that they're crippled. And I'm sorry for saying crippled shit. A cripple, I mean, that's a horrible thing, I'm sorry. I was trying to say it as in a point, you know? I would never call somebody in a wheelchair a cripple. But people can see that, you know? And so people can't see my bipolar disorder, and so I feel like it gives it some sort of outward, like tangible, I don't know exactly what I'm trying to say, but if that offends you, I'm sorry. It's my personal preference. I probably will continue to do that. I'm sorry. But I can't please everybody, even though I try to. Okay, no more sorries for tonight. Strangest thing happened. At work today, I sell popcorn at the Royal Stadium. And I like to do fun things when I'm there, you know, to get people's attention and stuff like that. And, you know, I'll say things like, guaranteed not to taste like chicken, Topsy's popcorn. Yesterday at work, I felt like people were really digging it, you know? And then today, I get there and I feel like they're looking at me like I'm fucking retarded. And I just don't, I mean, like, it's possible maybe that it was a completely different crowd. You know, I mean, I'm sure it was a different crowd, except for season pass holders. But for like the whole audience or stadium to be like, what the fuck is this girl doing? When yesterday I was like killing it in my head. I'm like, dude, I'm so funny. People love me. And now I'm like, people are laughing at me and not in the good way. And you know, in the past, I've been selling popcorn in the stadium. Topsy's popcorn. I've been selling popcorn in the stadiums for a while now, and I do notice myself like trying to look to see if like people have recorded me doing this, because they think it's so ridiculous or so you know how people secretly record people and then put it on YouTube and they're like, oh my God, look at this tard. Sorry, I said tard. One more sorry. But I've looked. And in fact, there's a whole nother company called Popcorn Girl, because most people will just be like, Popcorn Girl. So when you Google it, that company comes up, not me. But it's just strange to me how I can go from one thing to the next thing when it's basically the same type of people and I'm saying the same thing, but I'm feeling completely and utterly way two different things about it, about myself. But still, like if you watch my videos, I don't think that I just don't think that they get the brilliance of it whenever I think they're laughing at me. Because I still think it's funny. Like, I crack myself up. I love it. I will tell as many people that will listen what I did in the new catchphrase I came up with. And I'm not stupid. Like, I see the lack of interest in their faces, and a lot of the time. Probably a lot of the time they don't even listen because I talk so much. But, and we're not friends, you know, we're colleagues. But, maybe I should remember to do this. This is how I'm gonna end this. There's a funny side note. When I used to work at a club, people would be like, you know, if you're ever telling a story and you can tell people aren't listening to you, just say, then I found $20. And like 9 times out of 10, they'll be like, what, where? And it kind of does work. It's really funny. I never remember to say it that often, but every once in a while it pops back in my head and I think about it and I'm like, gosh, I gotta remember to do that more often. So if you want to, and you're ever in a situation where you're telling a story and you can just tell that they don't give a dang, throw in, and then I found $20 and see if it piques their interest. Well, I hope y'all had a good night, and I hope the Royals are winning right now because I don't know, I left early.